Yeah, it's that way 3 yard coming with that drop your 3 step flow. About to show you how we go. Oh, I'm about to show you what it's all about. If you talking mess about me, then guarantee we knock you out. I'm coming with that smooth route, but don't doubt me. I told you right now, you better ask about me. 3 yard degree, no subliminals. You better salute like I was the general. 30 inches off my genitals. I don't know what the hell you got credentials. No, you ain't got none. I'm about to show you that right now we rock one. Ain't no option. I can go ahead and spit a freestyle off the top of my head. Call me dirty Edward, but don't call me Ed. While we got her getting this plan. And I got Jess by my side. Yeah, she showing off some leg. Nah, I mean she got her smooth tight. If you don't know, we about to rock it all tonight. Yeah, we about to take flight, literally. It's on site. If you don't like X-Men, we fight. Like Mike in the first round going down. If you don't like me, I don't really fuck with clowns. Anyway, that's just what I got to say. I don't even know, but I'm about to go and blaze. You put a D in front of evil and you know what you get. You take an O by the goodness as good as it get. Cause you forget who the hell that you're talking to. It's 3 y'all of the DY3 crew. Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How you doing?
What's good, my brother?
Nothing much, yo. What's poppin' with you?
Man, living the dream in a minute. What's up, Jess? How you feeling? How you doing?
Feeling good. How about you?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just woke up.
I figured.
Out of there.
Melvin, I see you watching like a spectator on the wall. What's up, man?
Yeah,
you acting brand new? Yeah.
Hey, I came home from work and hit the mattress, bro.
I'm underneath the weather right now, so we're gonna try to make it do what we do today, but I'm not feeling it.
Hey,
I got my little Barry White going. I don't know if it's allergies or a cold, but I'm here today.
It's that season for real,
man.
It's been raining off and on out here. It'd be hot one day and then it'd be a tropical storm the next day. I was like, boy, only in Georgia, man.
Right. Man, right now it's like it's in the 90s right now, you know what I mean? But it's about to cool off in the 70s next week. It's like bipolar, you know what I'm saying? Like
into the 60s.
Oh, she says into the 60s too. Shout out to Nip.
Hey, man. Yeah. Man, good segue. Good stuff.
Right.
All right, man. Let's get after it though, man. What's been good with y'all this week, man?
Man, like I said, we sorry that we missed y'all. We gave you guys a recorded show, but it still is popping. Facebook and YouTube, just like I thought, hit me with them copyrights. But the cold part was they hit me with some copyrights on my own song. So now I gotta dig into this whole thing. There's a company that says they has the rights to my song with my name. I'm like, nah, bro.
Probably OVO. You never know.
I need some right.
They stealing everybody else.
You talking about me? I see you, third. It's not over. I'm gonna get you. Yes, I'm gonna have a ghost company, and I'm gonna secretly collect your royalties every time you talk about me.
No, he's gonna support.
Baby girl. Baby girl.
Hey,
yo. Make sure you guys are hitting the like and the share button. Shout out to the Facebook people. Make sure you hit the like and the share. Put this onto your feed. Much love to the YouTube crowd. I'm on 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So shout out to all y'all. Love you. Continue to support. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they say we ain't producing, but I seem like we producing some pretty good stuff.
Hey, that part. Production is key.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Production is key. All day, every day, man.
Man.
All day, every day. What you got for the ratchet news, though, bro? I know you
got some cheese for y'all. Make sure you guys hit the like and share button. If you guys are on YouTube, hit that bell notification. So anytime I go live or I drop some content, you know what I'm saying, you'll be the first to know. But yeah, we got some ratchet news for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ratchetness.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy 3rd Degree. We're back with more ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go. What's up, y'all? Yeah, please bear with me. I'm battling a little cold, but we're going to try to get through this as best as we can. So just be patient. But back in the news, Trump grants 75-day extension on TikTok deadline. Only to sit up there and to beef with China some more. What can you say, right? Moving on. Also making news, former President Barack Obama calls out Trump double standard. Imagine if I had done any of this. Yeah, they would have fried you. Moving on. MTV's making the band star Dylan John arrested for alleged simple assault in Wake County. I guess, he went to go choke out, allegedly, the guy who did not believe that he spits hot fire. He's hot fire. Top 5 rappers. All right, moving on. Thomas Jefferson's 6th great-grandson recreates his photo. Moving on. Anthony Edwards' ex tells judge she's unemployed, brings up his net worth and child support plea. Only crazy because Anthony Edwards was granted no custody or visitation in ongoing paternity case. That's cold-blooded, you know what I mean? But we were just talking about this last week, so hey, moving on. In the Battle of the Littles, Bow Wow says beef with Omarion is complicated. Please expound. But moving on. Papoose and Clarissa Shields serve a major couple goals, and they're still out here being petty towards Remy Ma and her Timu Papoose. What's his name? Moving on. Jordan Peele's Him, starring Marlon Wayans, debuts official poster. Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Speaking of Wayans, Damon Wayans opens up about falling in love with a woman who dated his nephew. Kind of creepy, but that's still my dude. Damon Wayans is my favorite one out of all of them, so salute to him. National Park Service alters Underground Railroad page, removes Harriet Tubman reference. Crazy, right? We knew this was going to happen. Moving on. Update. Amy Luciano and Dwight Howard call off engagement after allegedly she found out he was with men in wigs. Domestic police report filed. Kind of crazy, right? You should just stick to playing ball. No pun intended. Moving on. Bootsy involved in car accident in Atlanta. Witness claims rapper was speeding and ran a red light. Man, prayers to everybody involved in that situation. Moving on. Nicki Minaj named the #1 best female rapper of all time by Billboard staff, and they must have been sipping on some good gin and juice, right? But moving on. Well, before I move on, I'm not saying that she's not dope, but #1 over Lauryn Hill, Missy, Lil Kim, but she's still dope. But I didn't mean to kind of throw shade, but we can have a debate about that on the show. Moving on. Kourtney Kardashian comes out as autosexual. What does that mean? She get turned on by cars? I swear, people be coming up with new ish every single day, man. Just simple as now. Moving on. It has been revealed that Cameron, actually his family owns the iconic Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, which, the founder of Roscoe's, I think, actually came from Harlem. So there could be some validity to this. I hope he further expounds on this, because I would like to know. Moving on. Student loan payments are doubling after court blocks Biden-era programs. Quote, I'm sick, unquote. Moving on. The Denver Nuggets have fired their head coach, literally right before playoffs start. I don't know if that was a wise move, but he was a real one. Mike Malone said players were not watching film, calls out some for being full of shit. Hey, sometimes you gotta tell a person what they need to hear, right? It's that hard truth. Moving on. But with that being said, my Los Angeles Lakers have clinched the playoff spot. So, let's go Lakers. Lake gang, let's go. Moving on. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says 2 Chinese men were caught fighting alongside Russia. The plot thickens, right? Moving on. Man finds out he was kidnapped as a child, found missing, poster of himself in his mom's files. Crazy, right? We need to hear more of this story and turn it into a Lifetime movie. Moving on. J.D. Vance calls Chinese citizens peasants, and China fires back. This is crazy, all this war of words with China. It's not going to end really, really well. So I hope we can come up to a resolution, because I like TikTok and CapCut. But moving on. Michelle Obama shuts down divorce rumors after being noticeably absent from public events with Barack. They always trying to break up a happy home, you know what I'm saying? Let her do her thing. Moving on. Kenya Moore says explicit image of Britt Eady was a fair receipt since she found them online. Plot thickens, huh? Go girl. Let's go. Moving on. Prayers to those affected in Dominican Republic. Dozens confirmed a Dominican nightclub collapse, including 2 former Major League Baseball players, man. Prayers out to everybody. Moving on. R. Kelly loses appeal in ex-trafficking case, but dodges hefty restitution costs for victims' medication. Hey, and prayers to him too. Moving on. Woman shot by LAPD during search of Eagle Rock house identified as wife of Weezer bassist. Crazy, right? I'm moving on. Drake becomes the first artist in history to surpass 500 million RIAA certified units across album sales and features. You go, Drake, you go. Moving on. Tony Braxton and Birdman secretly married for 8 months. Tony files for divorce 2 days later. Crazy, right? Moving on. 40-year-old woman in Mexico has given birth to the world's first conceived baby through an AI-powered IVF procedure. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. These are the times, right? Moving on. Ray J opens up about strained relationship with Sister Brandy. Keep that between y'all. Moving on. Trump again. The Donald Trump administration has canceled Social Security numbers of over 6,300 migrants with legal status. Crazy, right? Moving on. Texas passes bill requiring fathers to pay pre-birth child support. Crazy. They smoking out some good hay. Moving on. Stephen A. Smith says he's thinking about running for president in 2028. Negro, sit down. South Carolina plans on execution by firing squad for Mikhail Mahdi. Crazy. Last but not least, Brian Coogler Sinners debuts with a perfect 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Make sure you go out and go support. Take that back. This is the last one. Black-owned bank, One United partners with credit building tech platform to make home ownership more accessible for renters. One United Bank. So go out, support, all right? But I'm in third grade. That's your Ratchet News. Peace. And we are back.
Man, great stuff, man.
Thank
One
you, Bob.
United, Priya got an account with One United Bank. We got it years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's out there in LA, man. You should definitely open up an account there. Yeah, it was about 8-9 years ago. So
She all in the background.
I'm telling you, right? It's like a sentient being. You know what I'm saying? Speaking from the clouds. Yeah.
Man, what else you seeing there?
Man, you guys should be thanking Luka that you made it to the playoffs, because you damn sure wasn't gonna make it with LeBron by yourself. Just facts.
That is facts.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation later. And who the hell said Nicki was number one? I know you said no shade, but I'm throwing all shade.
Yep, me too.
No, sir.
Billboard, man. I think they like to just throw shit out there and get stuff started. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't get it. I don't understand how.
I don't know how y'all came to that conclusion.
She don't even have like a number one album. You know what I mean? Like a classic album, something that you can kind of defer to, like, you know, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. You know, like Missy, you know what I'm saying? Even like Doechii, you know what I'm saying? Shit, even like Cardi B got a Grammy off her album, you know what I'm saying? So,
right. There's so
many
people that could be number one outside of her. All right, you got to start asking questions. Who's up here voting on this stuff? Because who are y'all asking? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a survey or nothing.
Says, do the Lakers still play basketball? Of course. He's a hater, man. He's a Chicago Full fan like you know what I mean? But
hey, man, I'm not a Chicago fan either. I just know.
Oh yeah. You a buck. Yeah, we gonna talk about that. I'm waiting for Adoration because, you know, she created some smoke.
Yeah, she did. She stirred up, her and Melvin stirred up this whole controversy here. You know what I'm saying, about LeBron being great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Melvin's hiding in the cuts. You know, he's peeking behind. Is it safe?
Yeah, we need you to come to the front of the class, sir. You know what I'm saying? Now, what else was in there? Yeah, I don't know how you gonna get somebody to prepay child support. That's crazy to me.
Crazy work.
Good job, Texas.
It does cost money still to go to those appointments.
Hey,
you know?
well, then they need to come up with a pre-birth DNA test.
I think I heard that was supposed to be part of the, I guess.
Yeah, we gotta figure that part out.
I agree on that.
Yeah, because then all is gonna. Let me stop. We're not gonna go into that today. It's just, yeah.
What else you seeing there? Hey, Herman, if you want to come on as a guest, or if anybody wants to come on as a guest, my mic is hot now. You can go ahead. I left the link in the comment section on Facebook. You can hit that link,
Also, the link is in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you want to come on, just make sure you hit that link. Just know that if you're using your phone, that you have to use headphones, and then they will work as a microphone. Your cameras do have to be on, but we do definitely prefer that you're in a nice, quiet spot with some Wi-Fi. You keep your noise in the background to a low because we need to be able to hear people who come on and want to drop their 3 cent. You know what I'm saying? And you want to respect the show. Also, too, it bleeds into the show. Um, Also, too, you know, saying like, excuse me, there's gonna be some topics tonight that are gonna be a little bit heated. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we're agreeing to agree respectfully. I got mad love for everybody, but if I have to put you in the backstage just for you to cool off for a minute, then that's what I'm gonna have to do because we don't want the disrespect, we don't want the yelling, we don't want all that because it makes the show look bad. So just again, just agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have a different opinion, but nobody has to necessarily subscribe to your way of thinking either. So, you just respect it. You put out a perspective, and then this other person puts out a perspective. You look at it, you know what I'm saying? You either respect it or you don't, but you don't have to adhere to it. So just remember that. He said, I can't. Quiet spot. Yeah. And so he has my niece and my nephew out there, you know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Okay. Hey, lock the door, man. Put them on the other side.
Right.
That's what I do.
But yeah, anything else? Anything else you guys can think of?
No, man. I think that was a pretty good ratchet news, man. He had a lot of good stuff in there. But let's get after this show because I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get it. But before we go, let's before we get started, let's go ahead and get some promos out the way. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Do you guys want to see the mole advertisement again? Like, yeah, we'll be right back.
Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With Planet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below or
you could just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
Yeah. You're wasting time. Yeah. You're wasting time.
All right, y'all. We are back. I know it says Sugar Express by Chess coming soon because I'm working on her website. I have a lot on my plate, so thank you for being patient. But she already has been taking orders, and she's been doing pretty good, especially around the church, and people have been hitting her up. So I'm really proud of Jess for putting in that work. Despite haters and whatever they got to say, she says, nope, not today. God got me.
That's it. That's all, man. Congratulations, sister. Congratulations. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart, man.
It's really not.
Tell you that much. It's a hard task. That's why I took a nap today.
Yeah, I mean, man, I was trying to do the same thing, but then I'm like, man, I got prep for this show. I got to get ready. I'm over here taking, some vitamins and taking, Mucinex and water and all this other stuff, man. Just trying to get right.
Hmm.
But yeah, so y'all can hit me up if you want any of my music, say go to king3rd.com, or I'm on all the digital streaming platforms. I'm on Spotify, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Apple Music, I'm on Amazon Music, I'm on TikTok Music, I'm everywhere. Worldwide third, baby. Over 100,000 units moved. So, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be anything without y'all. I love you. Thank you for the support. I am working on new music. It's just, we got a lot of stuff we got to take care of, especially with this show. But we got it coming though. And Quez, I know you and the Queen. I saw that you guys have a brunch coming up, right? Is it sometime in June?
Yeah, the Boss Up Brunch, man. I'll be speaking there, you know, as one of the guest speakers. Business brunch, man. A bunch of entrepreneurs getting together, breaking bread together, and enjoying each other's company, and then you know, we shop together. There'll be some vendors up there, and then there'll be some nice presentations, man. Last year was super dope. There was a lot of great speakers last year, including myself. But yeah, I'm back at it again.
That's
So
right.
I'll try to record this one. The sound was trash from last year, so that's why I never posted it. But this year I'll try to get some good sound quality to get you guys a insight of what your boy really be out here doing.
Right. Shout out to Alexandria, one of our day ones. Shout out, shout out. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are watching on YouTube and on Facebook, please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting that share. You're hitting that share. We appreciate you. Um, Go ahead, Quez. You already know what to do. We kick this off, right?
Oh man, third, what's your word of the day?
I really ain't have nothing that you could look up for. It's just more, game, some philosophical game that you could live by. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure that you keep your grass cut low. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you pour into those who pour into you. And you know what I'm saying? And F what a hater gotta say. You know what I'm saying? You wind up doing your thing. You are loved, what I'm saying? You are appreciated. Whoever you are, if you need to hear this, don't let nobody try to deter you from your dreams. Don't let nobody try to deter you from your mission, whatever else you got going on in your life. And again, make sure you help build those up who will help build you up, and y'all eat and break bread together. Make sure you keep your circle tight. You know what I'm saying? But again, I just want to make sure that I pour love, that I pour positivity into people who actually need to hear this, because we have a lot of stuff going on in the world today as far as bullies and all this other stuff. So you know what I'm saying? So remember to love yourself first and foremost, because there's nothing worse than fake love. Don't sit up here and perpetuate yourself as I love myself, but the minute that someone says something about you, you feel low. Loving yourself is being okay with who you are and what you are, and knowing that you are unique in this life and you are appreciated. You are loved. You know what I'm saying? You are loved. So just remember that.
Hey man, great
Keep God
word,
first.
man. Great word. Somebody needed that today, man.
Word.
That was good stuff, man. I like that one. Good
All
stuff.
right. All right. Thank you, my brother. So I'm trying not to cough, man. Like, oh,
Right.
man. So, all right. So we got a few topics tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got is LeBron really the GOAT? Because we had our very own Melvin and Adoration. Adoration she's a diehard. So I know she's all the way on the other side of the world. So hopefully she tunes in soon. But we gotta have that talk. You know what I'm saying? Because she got over like 1,000 something views up on YouTube and on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? With people having something to say. So some people agree with her, some people didn't. And I see some people on IG going back and forth with her. So yeah, we definitely gotta have a talk, because I gotta school her and I gotta school Melvin, if he's allowed to come outside and play. You know what I'm saying?
Man, the quick answer, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Talk over it.
Also, also too, we have the hands off nationwide protest,
Mm,
which took place what was it, April 5th, where we had a nationwide protest in all 50 states who are protesting the Trump administration. But I
I don't mean, I know I just got through talking positivity, but we definitely got to speak on that one. And then also too, there's been an unfortunate situation that happened out in Texas, I believe, with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, which has definitely has the internet like split because there's people who are on one side, there's people who are on the other, and so we have those topics that we're going to talk about tonight. So, um, which one? Which one? Which one?
Man, let's go straight into this walk, man. This hands off, holding hands march that happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be nice. 'Cause I know
All
you
right.
got a clip for it.
I do. I found, shout out to TikTok. Donald Trump, I'm about to go walking tomorrow in protest. Don't get rid of TikTok. Stop beefing with China. They ain't did nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't did nothing. Why you beefing with China? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, so here we go. So here goes. And of course, I had to kind of, change the voice because I don't want no copyright strikes. So, but here we go.
Large protests across the country over the weekend all over the country against President Trump's policies, especially deep cuts to government services. As Nicole Killian shows us, people turned out in large numbers not just in liberal cities, but also in more conservative areas. In cities big and small, a sea of people. Oregon to Ohio. The only way you can change is if people get out and make their voices heard. Denver to Detroit. Tariffs are just going to raise prices for everybody. California to Connecticut. For the people. And in New York City, losing our money or 401ks for retired people. We don't work anymore, you just don't get that back. Signs of anger directed at President Trump and his policies. From everything to people's rights, to transgender, to trying to get rid of unions. We are fighting literally for democracy. The hands-off rallies were held in all 50 states in more than 1,200 locations, including outside the president's Palm Beach golf course. And steps from the White House where members of Congress joined. To Donald Trump, I say, get your off the golf course and face the people. America first? It's Trump first. Frustration even stretched across the bond in Paris, Lisbon, and London. We really want to send a message of solidarity to our friends and families back in America, but overall these were peaceful protests with very few arrests. In response, the White House said the president will always protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. That's despite job cuts recently to some of the agencies that handle those benefits.
I already know what you're gonna say. Why are we
Man.
talking about this?
No, I'm not. No, I actually love it because it's hilarious, man. To
That would
see,
be me. I would be asking that.
yeah, it was so unseasoned. You know what I'm saying? It was very bland. You know what I'm saying? Right? The voiceover was crazy too.
I'm sorry, Andrea. They copyright tagged me with like boom. I got hit with my song, and then I got hit with the Drake song, and we had to sit through 5 minutes of "Baby Girl." And
Man,
I'm still trying to
they should have
dispute
sent you
that, for fair
sent
use,
you a check for making us listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
right?
nobody else listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I know you. Excuse me, y'all. I know you don't want to talk about it, but it's something that we have to talk about because it's affecting our lives. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's something that, we can't necessarily avoid. We can't hide. We can sit up there and pretend like it doesn't exist or it's not there, but, guess what? It's right there. So, you know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm definitely trying to stay away from, and I don't want to make this a political platform, but we do owe it to the people because we're of the people and we're for the people. So we definitely got to talk, and I just definitely want to put things in perspective. But I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people, you're a little too late. What the hell is the protest gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have been protesting not before the election, like literally, like November 4th, November 3rd, whatever it was. not during the debates. The moment that this man announced that he was running for president, you should have been out there doing this whole nationwide protest. No, first off, how you gonna let him run and he's a convicted felon, or he's brought up on charges? He was facing a felony conviction. So first and foremost, I mean, so for the people who talked about black people quote unquote being criminals and this and that, they had a lot to say about George Floyd being a criminal. He did this and did that. Well, your president's a criminal too, and so but yet and still you still found fit for him to run for office. And again, did you not see what we went through the first 4 years? It's gotten even worse. Like I would literally take the first 4 years of Trump over what we're going through now because we're only in the month, the fourth month of his term, which means we got 3 more years that we got to put up with this cat. You're a little too late. What are you crying about now? Especially the kicker is Quez that I heard that there's some red states that were up there protesting too. Like
More power to you. I
Andrea,
keep saying
Alexandria. I'm sorry, I called you Andrea. It's the meds. Alexandria says you should have not showed the polls, fam. Millions and millions of registered voters don't vote every election. Facts.
it.
Facts.
Well, I mean, the irony of the same individuals who voted for their demise suddenly becoming upset and being outside marching is funny as hell to me. Um, Now we complaining about DEI. Now we complaining about all these things that people of my skin persuasion were telling you, and you still went against the grain, and now you got to feel it. You know what I mean? You got farmers talking about, hey, like farmers, won't y'all come help us out? Hell no. Why, we need workers. Don't anybody care about that? We don't. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You know what I mean? You knew he was running on a platform of getting rid of immigrants, and you still voted for him, knowing that was the largest portion of your workforce. So, a lot of this is just irony of individuals biting their nose despite their face. And you guys get to live with that.
Right.
So that's why I feel no sympathy with this march. And also the fact that there wasn't a lot of us out there, and I want these individuals to understand that no matter what, when we peacefully protest, police show up, right? And they show up in riot gear, and they're ready for the offensive. So we did you guys a favor by not coming out there. We didn't want anyone to get hurt. So you guys enjoy your little Saturday mayonnaise sandwiches and quiche and every other thing it is that y'all love eating. Enjoy that.
It's actually good.
I believe you. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, man, no comment, Jess. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm gonna leave it alone today, Jess. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yes.
y'all vote against yourselves, man. You can't be mad at us for not coming outside. We told you. We told you.
Jess, do you have an opinion, Jess?
Keisha's good.
Were there any SWAT teams out there? Any police with gas bombs and all that stuff? Dogs and everything? Was there anything like that in this protest? Interesting. Very interesting. I just feel like it's no point to protest right now. It's just stupid. Y'all just wasted a Saturday. Y'all could have been at home chilling because there's nothing that you can do at this point. Nothing. You just gotta go along with the ride.
That's it. Unless y'all going peachy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on. Alexandria was laughing at that. How the quiche. She said, "Why is quiche catching a stray?"
Man.
Gears the Truth. Shout out to you. Much love, much love. Make sure you're hitting the share and you're hitting the subscribe. Gears the Truth says, do y'all actually think the majority of those people voted for Trump? Also, people who don't vote most likely aren't going out to protest and had no idea the protest was even taking place. Very true.
Um,
That's true.
I don't think that most of those people voted for Trump, but they're in there. And that was enough for me. And people who don't vote still go and protest. You know what I mean? Some people
Right.
may not have voted standing on principle that neither party brought them any relegation to anything that would provide value to their life, but they still have a word and value in this country. So, I'm pretty sure there was people out there that didn't vote that still protested. But I
Yeah.
do think there was quite a few people out there that voted the other way and are now upset and mad and realizing the errors of their ways too. So that's just my thought.
No, I feel you. I'm gonna say like, yeah, I'm gonna have to piggyback and agree with Quez on that one. I do think that there was a sprinkle of people who actually did vote the other way that were out there, and again, we see it online. You know how we had one of these ladies. Oh, I vote for Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. I vote for Mr. Trump. Yeah, yeah. Then we had some black guys. Oh, Donald Trump does good for black folks. Yeah, he's black. You know, he's good for us. We seen him. You know what I'm saying? And now that they're doing stuff that kind of affects people that look like them, because again, and even on this here podcast, or what I've seen on my social media, I know for a fact there's some people who are below the 1%, which voting for Trump was going to have no benefits of. So but they were literally MAGA, 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 and so yeah, I mean they're feeling it because if you're not feeling it directly, then you know somebody who is. You may know somebody who may be at the risk of losing their job, or especially if you're talking about cutting out lunches for what. Uh, I saw something. I don't want to misquote or put anything out there, but cutting out lunches in elementary schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he attacking the Department of Education? Like, what is this for? You know what I'm saying? Wait, what did the kids do? You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to erase our history. Like, getting rid of, like, Harriet Tubman from the Underground Railroad website. You know what I mean? Like,
As far as the schools, he wants all parents to homeschool apparently, and will give them $10,000 per child.
so they could
That's what
be,
I see.
so they could be dumb like him. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Hey man,
Slavery wasn't bad. They chose come over here. We just showed up there in Africa, said, here goes the boat. And you know what I'm saying? And them dudes, they came on out. They hopped on the boat and they
listen,
came over
man,
here. They
you can't
voluntarily.
do that. You can't do. There was a lot of prominent individuals who were homeschooled, man, and came out very well,
True. No, no. So
especially from our community. You know what I'm
let
saying?
me let me retract that. Let me
Thank
retract that. Not everybody. This isn't generalized for everybody that's
you.
homeschooled, but it does pose a greater risk for those who, again, we see it with these who have smartphones. Smartphone dumb people, and then they post stupid crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are the ones I'm talking about. You know what I
Man,
mean? Like the ones who think that they're autosexual. You know what I mean? Like
hell
middle
no.
of school, you know?
Now, but even worse than that,
It's
most
very
$10,000 is not going to be enough for people to not go to work,
exact.
to stay home and school their children.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? That's
But,
just a reality.
right.
You know, most people, a large majority of people work Monday through Friday. So
Yeah.
uh, having the ability to homeschool your children uh, without having the financial backing is kind of crazy. It's not going to happen. You can give the $10,000. I'll say my kids went to the house. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But they going to school. You know what I mean? For
Shout
real.
out to Alexandria. What's up, Adoration? I'm gonna read this comment from Alexandria. There were plenty of celebrities who spoke out about not voting and have plenty to say about that, or have plenty to say about. There's that. Melvin Calendar says, can't have the uneducated teaching the people to be uneducated. And that's essentially what I was trying to say. Thank you, my brother. Out of work looking Clay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn.
he do look like Clay Thompson, though, just the darker version.
Boy, shots fired. For
No
no
diss.
apparent reason.
No diss. I don't like him, man. He ain't showed up. You know what I'm saying? He's over there, playing cat and mouse. Alexander says they did excuse me, they didn't show what they were voting for, and that's why it's this big push to protest. Wait a minute, we didn't agree to this, but you did lie in the bed and you made shut up. I feel you on that one. I feel you 100. I feel you 100.
I think that's a cop out. A lot of these people know what they voted for. A lot of these people knew exactly what they voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Because certain communities were yelling pretty loud about the results that you're seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm one of the people who very publicly and vocally don't vote for presidents. But even I had enough sense to say, it's probably not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like Kamala either because she wasn't offering nothing that was valuable to me. But it was completely asinine to say I'm voting for Trump because he's going to help me. You know what I mean? You guys knew what you were voting for. You knew exactly what you were voting for.
Here's the truth. In the black community, we have people who promoted voting the couch and also voting for Trump. You're very, very right. Very right.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Adoration.
I didn't promote it, but I chose the couch. I chose it. Chose it on 10 toes.
I gotta give a disclaimer, y'all. He doesn't vote for presidents, but he does vote for the local. So you know what I mean? And it's definitely important. I get what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But
I get it.
I'm in the fair belief that hey, if you stay silent on the presidential vote, then we have something like this. But I get it because again, even in hindsight, I still wasn't all that thrilled about Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like I still don't really know him per se. Like I didn't really, subscribe to him, but I just knew that hey, not voting, is essentially giving a vote for Trump. So I went out and I voted. Was he my first choice? No. You know what I'm saying? Like Kamala, I was one of those ones who didn't really know too much about her, and I will own up to my ish. And I was listening to people, oh, she's this and she's that, and I had to literally go back and fine tooth and go research on my own. I'm like, hey, they're not telling the truth all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not that bad. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like I still would have voted for her because she made the most logical sense. And then I'm not trying to be petty, but hey, she's looking kind of good right now, right?
A lot of people would have voted for her. A whole lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of people.
No, it's
not. Like I said, black women. He's
Melvin hiding. You know what I'm saying?
Come on here, bro. You right, got it.
Come on, bro. Can I just write
it's not allowed to come out and play
a quick disclaimer before we move on because we got to get to Adoration's success. Me? Yeah, you know what I mean. You done stirred up a whole controversy. So
me?
Yeah, you. Of course, you. You know what I'm saying? From the other side of the world. But listen. No, listen. The reason I don't agree with not voting for a certain individual is a vote for another is because until you get rid of the electoral college, that doesn't add up to me. The way voting works.
That's fair.
No,
you can take over. You can take over certain sections, and majority of the sections where we reside were blue like they were supposed to be. If it was a vote for a vote, he probably wouldn't have won. But because he won those swing states where they have more electoral college votes, that's how that works. So that's why I never go with the notion of one vote equals one vote because it doesn't.
Hold on. Here's the truth says there was an entire misinformation campaign ran on Kamala, and lots of black content creators took part in it.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
I
Not this
watched it
platform.
happen.
I'll tell you that.
I watched it happen.
So you guys don't think the election was rigged?
Oh man, no, look, we're not putting on no tinfoil do rags today. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing it.
I will say this: it's kind of convenient how, just 4 years ago, the MAGA people were saying, "Hey, it's rigged. It's not right. It's not right. We president." But the fact that he got in office and we don't hear none of that, all of a sudden it's
Hmm.
working. It's fair. It's fair. And
Right.
and that's one of the things I didn't like about the Democrats. Like on some truth, so my personal opinion, my opinion,
Hmm.
the Democrats went out like some punks, straight out like some punks. You know what I'm saying? Because they could have kicked up a lot of dust. Like, why is he going into office? You're trusting a convicted felon with codes and secrets and all this other stuff. How is he? Where's the recount? Where's all this? They tried to act as if they had class and grace and oh no, it's fair and he won fair and square and you know what I mean. I thought they were kind of soft about that. The
I
one thing
mean,
I can
though,
give
but third.
the one thing I can give his crowd, the MAGA crowd, whatever, was that they stood on business and they went for business, even though it was wrong business.
But that's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. It's either gonna be it's either gonna be fire for fire, which I more so agree with, but I'm not gonna say that out loud. Or it's gonna be because you have to understand these Trump people, there is no class, there is no decency. They stormed the Capitol, they injured 174 police officers, they murdered some people, like some police officers. These people are not regular people. Now, I'm of the idea that fire should be fought with fire, but that's a conversation for a whole nother day. But if you're going to be a regular, decent person, in my opinion, what else were the Democrats supposed to do? Because they were saying the whole thing was like, are we, going to put a convicted felon? Like, they went hard. They tried to prosecute the
No, you
man. They
didn't.
did pretty much everything there was to do except for stoop down that low.
Now,
And
adoration, I
so,
love you, but I'm out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And I keep my ears to the
no,
street
I agree with you.
thoroughly. You know what I'm saying?
Of
And no, the
course.
Democrats weren't making enough noise as the MAGA folks were making. And I'm talking
They were
about
not. No, I agree with that. But
you know what I mean?
mhm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My question is like, let's say for yourself, okay? Because
Okay.
we're Democrats pretty much. How far? Like, are we stormed the Capitol far?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, that's the
Hmm.
thing. If we're gonna
excuse
be
me.
as radical and insane and let's just be honest, wicked as the mega people, which I personally I do see it differently. I don't see it as this political beautiful stunt. I see it as like they came to this country and murdered a lot of people, and they're doing it again. That's what I
Right.
see. So I'm not opposed to that type of
Right.
energy, to be honest. However, you know what I mean? Talking from I think they should be more poised. We're talking about Jasmine Crockett being crazy, and oh my god, I can't believe she said that. Oh my god, like we're gonna have to either be yin or yang. Like you're either gonna have to be a reserved, decent politician, like a lot of our politicians have been, even if they were corrupt or whatever,
So,
or you're gonna be like Donald Trump.
so I could say the old way of working or the old way of campaigning and
Hmm.
promoting or marketing, it needs to get thrown out the window.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? They were revolutionizing themselves with Barack Obama and they backstepped a little bit with Biden, but because I think it's because of his age. Like um Obama and what's his name? Sanders, they spoke to the younger generation, to the younger crowd. Like it was something about them that
Hmm.
resonated with the younger folks that drove up the polls. A lot of people were disconnected from Hillary Clinton, from Joe Biden, and even to a certain extent, there was a lack of trust on Kamala's part. Um, but their old system they need to get rid of because as you could see, I mean, they tried to remain classy during some things, but Donald Trump got away with doing whatever the funk he wanted to do.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And that just doesn't resonate no more with the crowd that's coming up now. You have to speak the language of the people, in a sense.
Hmm.
My
Definitely.
opinion. I'm not saying that I'm
No,
right,
no, no.
I'm
I'm
wrong,
not saying
whatever.
I
It's just
disagree
it's
with
just
you.
what I feel.
Right.
Hold on, I'm gonna read some of these comments. My fault, y'all. Alexandria says, I know a lot of people who don't vote because of electoral college. Melvin said facts to something. It's possible, but it's complex thought. I think he was replying to something that we said. Alexander says they're weak-willed and scared. Melvin says people knew that and still supported him. They don't care. Don't blame the Democrats.
Yeah, people
I
don't care.
disagree a
That's
little
true.
bit, bro. Here's the truth. I don't think it was rigged, but I think Elon Musk put a lot of money into changing the outcome. He bought Twitter and turned it into a right-wing propaganda machine.
There
He's
you
always
go.
buying votes. True. Melvin said I was wrong about something. I gotta get some water soon, y'all. Give me a second. Alexander says decency didn't win the election. More people identifying with taking matters into their own hands. True. People like that rah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, really.
Yeah.
It's bad now.
People are fascinated with vigilantism, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how they feel now.
The truth is, like, if you spoke to a lot of Trump supporters, different groups, I'm not even just talking about white people. I'm talking about the black ones, the white ones, the Venezuelans for Trump, etc. Most of them were running on some kind of hate mentality. It was always, I'm against this person, I'm against this person, this person. So it was always some kind of hate that each person had toward another group. So whether they hated black people or they hated other Mexicans, the documented hated the undocumented. The undocumented, I don't know who they hated. So they voted for and like he said, they got these clips side by side of this one lady. Big group of Venezuelans for Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. Woo. And then the next clip, she's crying, we've been betrayed. And now Venezuelan Americans, documented, famous ones, are being treated like dogs just when they come into the country. They're being harassed, locked up, put in detention centers for days. No explanation. I mean, right now it is crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Again, my notion has always been us in the black community have been screaming from the mountaintops that there's something wrong with the system that we participate in, but everybody wants to get their proximity to whiteness based on anti-black racism because they just know they don't want to be at the bottom, which black people are considered. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every community that comes over here is told not to mess with us. You know what I'm saying? And they form some type of unjust and unrealistic opinion, even though we helped elevate them and help build their communities up for them to turn around and vote against us. And, it's time. Now y'all starting to see.
Because let's be honest. Listen.
We out the way this time.
Out sitting down at home, watching TV.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, though, like, and this is why I always tell black people, like, I know that everybody got to work on themselves, but I hear us black people a lot shitting on ourselves, shitting on each other. And it's like, a lot of these numbers that we know and this, it's just propaganda against us. And that's why the whole country thinks, oh, yeah, black people are violent, black people are this. And like, it's not just white people because they put it on the news, they put it in TV shows and this and that. So even we believe, but that's why I'm so adamant about not always speaking like that, because a lot of the stuff, first of all, is false. The numbers, I mean, when you look at real statistics, but the number two, you get these groups of people saying stuff they don't even know, like black people. And it's like, you take Black Lives Matter, which, by the way, is a hate group and must be stopped. And it's so, oh my God, can you believe what they did? And then these people stormed the Capitol and nothing. They injured 174 police officers. They murdered police officers.
I was getting ready to say the same ones that are talking about Blue Lives Matter. We must protect them against those thugs. Calling us thugs. I mean, they literally unalived some police on the Capitol. You know what I mean? But so
and they want the officer that shot Ashley Babbitt arrested.
Wow.
But Blue Lives Matter. There's the hypocrisy in that. So
that's why, for me, though, it's like we're throwing all these, things about the black community, and it's like, I know most of it is propaganda, number one, and and you see it happening now because we talk about whitewashing and this and that, and it's like, well, that might not have happened. And then you see it again now. They're erasing black anybody black, female, or of Latino descent. They're erasing them from the military website. So like, if you were in the military and you served your time and you did this and you're on there on the honor, you're out. Gone. Like, look it up. They're gone. 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 And
All
so,
right.
I'll be honest. Anybody colored and anybody female who voted for Trump, that's what you get.
That's fair. Alexandria says misappropriating funds, BLM. Let's leave them out of this. It's
No.
not so much as the organization, but what that means is more so. I think
Exactly.
what
Thank
Black
you.
folks
Thank you,
represent.
Third. Thank you. Because
Yeah,
I
it
feel like
wasn't about the organization was trash. Let's
Right.
just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I called it out when I seen it a few years ago. What was that, like 2018, 2019? I was saying, like, if you go to their website, they were literally advocated to remove black men from the homes, and having lesbian. It's on their website. So when I seen that, I knew it was headed in the wrong direction. But the sentiment of Black Lives Matter is what we're talking about here. And it drives me crazy because it seems like every time Black people come up with, let's just say, a stanza to represent something of us mattering, it gets co-opted, right? It gets co-opted by other communities and by other groups, and then it's taken over, and then it's manipulated and turned into something disgusting, and then the other side uses it as cannon fodder to like Adoration was saying, skew the facts and bring up irrelevant points about black people. It gives them a chance to argue, and that's
Right.
why it's important for us to gatekeep the culture from this point on. If you ask me, stop inviting everybody to the barbecue.
No, but I agree with that though.
That's
Stop,
where I'm at.
honestly. And you get to see why at this point you got to do that, because in reality you're like, I really don't care, but then once it gets down to it, and once everything that you do or try and do is wrong because they have a new spin on it, and then when you're like, wait, you did the same thing, and they're just like, so, and it's just like, wait a minute, we're being held to completely like different standards, 7 different standards, as opposed to their one, barely. Like, I even saw their protest, which I'm all for. Hands off democracy, go do your thing. But there was this fight that broke out between the groups of people protesting. So that's why black people didn't show up, because we're not going to be in the middle of somebody going to pull out a gun and shoot somebody.
At the end of the day, we showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you black women.
Yes, we did.
We showed up in record numbers, 92% of y'all. Y'all ain't had to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? The 80% of us who did, we understood the assignment. We ain't had to do nothing. I was chilling on Saturday. I wasn't worried about no protests.
Melvin, we was waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? We talk about sports. We was trying to wait for you to jump up here.
Yeah, bougie. Mother sucker. But here's the truth. BLM was a message before it was an organization. It's important to differentiate the two. Facts.
Thank you. It's true.
Melvin says, dumb as funk if you're black and voted for him.
I know people who did. I know people who did.
I don't get
their whole chest. And I don't hear them at all now.
Melvin says, when are we talking about sports? I thought this is your expertise, Melvin. I thought you wanted to come talk about,
Well, let's light these comments up, man. Come on, let's talk about the 8th greatest basketball player in human history.
Y'all trying to talk about LeBron again? Y'all didn't hear? It's like, this time y'all talk. Y'all run your mouths. Some guy then came in the comments talking all this crap. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I can drop facts if you want. I'm like, drop the facts.
Who said this?
You just getting emotional. I'm like, sir, you sound emotional.
Who said this?
If you want me to drop facts, I can do that. I'm like, okay, drop the fact.
Again, who said this?
Drop the fact. Go ahead and do that. He never did it.
Again, who said this?
Talk about somebody in the comments.
Somebody. It was on Instagram. It wasn't even. It was after the matter. We were just bad.
I think I did see that. It was kind of funny though.
Just talk your shit. Say it. If you wanna act like a girl and be emotional, then I don't know. I'm like, just say what you want to say. I don't know.
We're talking big trash.
Wow. I mean, I told him, I said what I said. Now say what you gotta say, but no.
They were talking big trash, and he was holding it down. So adoration, you got over like it was like 1,000 some views on YouTube from that clip.
Oh.
Then another 1,000 views on TikTok. You know, because of that clip. You know what I'm saying? Like
anybody mad at me? Like,
if they mad, okay.
But that's the thing, though. We had just established that these things were facts. That if he's playing different parts, he plays all different parts. At a great level. I said, if we're debating one thing for one thing, then maybe that changes. But we're debating a basketball player in totality.
So we gonna talk about it or what?
Unless somebody
we have Melvin. We have Melvin. He finally decided to enter the Legion of Doom. Welcome, MC Toes.
Oh wait, he's not on our side, huh?
What up?
That'd be weird. Like you can't come in normal for one day.
He likes LeBron.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slither, Chris. Slither. Oh, then he froze. That wasn't me. That was God. It was some of.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
That's good.
What's the deal, my man?
Not much. Just got home.
Hey, let's get after it. You got a clip, or we diving straight into it? Hey, show Adoration's clip. You know what I'm saying? Let's show the
That's what I'm trying to find real quick.
All this
Give me a second.
Hey, what up? Adoration came out with facts today.
Hey, yeah, speak on that real quick while I get this clip up of Adoration.
Nothing
please.
but facts. Everything you said was correct about the Trump supporters being deplorable. People that don't vote, that's essentially a vote for Trump. Swing states, he won 3 swing states by a couple 100,000 votes. And so that means if a couple 100,000 people didn't sit on the couch, we would have a different president. And that's just the facts. And so you can't say that sitting at home is an effective protest, because half the time, well, with mega voters, they don't give a fuck about half the voters. So they don't care about your silent protest. They don't care about anybody but mega and anything that Trump says. That's it. And that's why they changed their stance, because remember, EV electrical vehicles were horrible, and they were part of the soy boy non-masculine thing. And then now we have the president of the United States doing commercials for Tesla on the front lawn of the White House.
And then talk about the Gaza protest thingy.
So the protest with the people, I get, like, because what's happening in Israel and Palestine, it's horrific.
But listen to me.
But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to not vote for Kamala Harris, because Trump said literally, we're gonna make it into a 5-star resort.
Yeah.
So when you say, oh well, I'm not voting for her because she doesn't really support them, and Trump's like, we're gonna give Israel $10 billion more, and they can use whatever weapons they want. They could violate human rights if they want. I don't care, because he's on my side. He talks nicely about me. I don't care about him. I'm talking about Benjamin Netanyahu. That's how Trump feels about Benjamin Netanyahu. So he's like, all right, chains are gone. I'll give you sign a blank check. So if you think the atrocities were bad now or prior, it's worse now.
Exactly.
And of course, I'm not blaming, as full disclosure, I don't like the Israeli government, but I do like Israeli people, and it is a just war. And when I think what happens now, a lot of people tries to change the definition of war. War throughout history is murder, destruction, innocent people dying. So to put rose-colored glasses on war is something that it's a millennial take on it, because war is horrible. You never wish war, because there's no rules. There's just nothing but people dying and horrible.
Here's the thing I will say. First of all, and this is one thing I kept telling Trump supporters. First of all, America, I'm sure, I'm probably not allowed to even say this, but America doesn't have a choice but to support that war. Let's put it like that. That's the best way to put it. So I told them, no matter what candidate wins, that war is going to continue. America does not have a choice but to support that war. On the other hand side,
go ahead.
But real quick though, because I want to say this to your other point of war being, we see it as different now. The reason why we quote unquote see it as different now is because, let's be honest, white people changed the rules. They said, we are going to be humanitarians. They said, oh my God, don't do that to me. We made a peace treaty. They signed stuff. They agreed to things. They said, instead of just going to war outright, we're going to be friends. We're going to be kind, and we're going to have rules. And they do not follow their rules.
No.
So honestly, I don't necessarily see it as, oh, well, war is war. It's like, no. You agreed to these things. You said these were the rules. And
the Geneva Convention
every single time.
Yeah, the Geneva. It's like fighting terrorism. Like when they were battling, when there was the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. One report that injured people I know, they took a person with Down syndrome, put explosives in their backpack, and then had them walk out to an open market where there were several Marines on patrol, and they blew it up remotely. And they took a kid, and so there's no humanity, there's no ethics, there's no morals. It's war. You can hate it. What are you gonna? You can't do anything but fight it. And so, yeah, there's war is horrible, and I don't wish it on any country. But if you're gonna fight a war,
we're good.
Fight it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank y'all. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties with the phone. What's up, D?
What's up,
Queen D? You know, my phone just uploaded, so I finally see you. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm old.
Nigga said I'm old.
I'm old. You looking good though.
I appreciate it. At least you spoke.
I'm waiting to buy some candles. You know it. I'm still waiting.
That wasn't even supposed to come up right now. You see your mouth just be letting it go.
Oh shit. Oh
shit. I realized a lot of shit you done let go.
I'm sorry.
Later.
I will. I'll talk to you. I love you, D. Sorry.
I love you too.
All right, Joe.
Always love.
I support my Queen D.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it.
I hope y'all can be on my team.
So do you have anything to say before we move on to the LeBron talk? D?
Who you talking to, me?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that subject.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, let's go ahead.
It's funny. Yes, it is.
I was waiting for LeBron James.
All right, so let's get into it. So adoration caused up a stir. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I hope this is the clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope this is it. But here we go.
Hope this.
He's in a class of his own, and we all know that. Now, you got to single him out in one little place and say, oh, he didn't take the last shot in the fourth quarter. He's not clutch, in order to try and bring him down because, like you said, he plays all 5 positions. He is the one who makes the teams better. He leads teams to championships. He really is that nigga, and there really is nothing you can really say. Now, like I said, you can single him out and say that this person was better than him in this one area.
All right.
Y'all all agree.
No. No. We didn't all agree with that. Don't do that.
We were running out of time. You know what I'm saying? We're letting you get off your points or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is something that, you know, Melvin kind of wanted to get into too, because, you know, he is now converted over as a LeBron apologist.
Apologist? LeBron apologist is crazy.
That's right. That's right.
You mean somebody that doesn't get into their feels? Somebody that looks at numbers? Numbers don't lie. We always talk about numbers, but the only numbers
these days. But he has been in the NBA longer than any player, right? So
and is that not a great thing?
Numbers.
And is that not a great thing?
Exactly.
That's a good thing.
You're gonna fault the man for having a better career and being healthier than Michael Jordan.
Thank you.
No.
Okay. So that is a testament to how great he is. That he's playing more than anybody ever.
Because if it was the other way around, you would say, "Oh, other people were in longer, because they had more wear and tear, and he hasn't been in that long."
You can look at Jordan's numbers when he was 40, And LeBron James numbers when they're 40, and LeBron James
It's Kim.
fucking wipes Jordan off the map. Period.
It could just be his genes.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Just saying.
Let's say it's his genes.
But that's fine.
So
but that's fine. That's fine. But that
Come
like
on, Jazz.
that's like Usain Bolt. Yeah, it's in his genes. He's fast. There's no reason he's fast. Like it's in his genes.
Exactly.
I'm saying his body, as far as like his bones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, he has great genes, so that means he's great. That doesn't change the fact that he's great.
There's not a lot of facts like not at this age that knock him because no other player in the history of the NBA has ever been this good at that age. No one, not even close.
Exactly. And not to mention, he started at 18, so he was great at 18 when they drafted him right out of high school, and he's great now.
He was not great at 18. Please wait, roll it back.
Okay,
roll it back.
He was a
rookie of the year.
Kobe wasn't great at 18.
Listen, he
won rookie of the year. What do you mean he wasn't great?
He
averaged
everything.
He averaged 21 points as a rookie.
He was great for a rookie.
I don't know many.
He wasn't who he is now.
I know a rookie who came in his rookie year and got a ring playing all 5 positions. You know what I'm saying? But
Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not saying that Magic wasn't great. I'm not saying that there's not other great people.
Magic's
We're
great.
We're talking about GOAT, y'all.
But the best player to ever pick up a basketball is LeBron James. Best player to pick up a basketball is LeBron James.
Hands down. Where y'all going? Why y'all trying to disappear?
Well, one of the stats that stood out to me was LeBron James right now in year 22. Jordan stopped in year 15 or 16. His shooting percentage is 50.7. Michael Jordan's is 49.9 and so 49.6. And so LeBron James,
and he hogged the ball
with 6,000 more shots and 10,000 more points, is shooting better than Jordan at an older age. He's doing the opposite of what should happen.
I agree with you on that. That is amazing. My whole stance on it is he doesn't go and make teams great. That I can't give.
The Lakers were already great.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
We weren't.
No, we weren't. Lakers were trash.
No, Lakers were trash.
No, you're talking about
definitely trash.
Wait.
Cleveland was trash.
Wait. I gotta redeem my Jessica. I gotta redeem my Jessica because
listen.
Wait. Hold up, wait. So yes, no. During the time that LeBron came, the Lakers were in a rebuild phase. And we had not been good for a few years, when he actually came. So I can't really necessarily have you with that one. So no, they weren't.
They will always be great.
Jordan, you're talking about the franchise. And yes, I mean,
but
their franchise, yes. But
you can't
no,
even
not
say Jordan
time.
had the best short run because yes, Jordan went 6-0 in an 8-year span, but Bill Russell went 11 for 12 in a 12-year span. So what are we really talking about? Right. He doesn't have the most rings. He doesn't have the most rings in a row. He didn't do it alone. He had one of the best rebounders of all time in Dennis Rodman. The statistical best shooter on average, Steve Kerr, at 45.2%. Nobody has ever shot a 3-ball better than Steve Kerr to this day. So the best 3-point shooter, the best rebounder, the best all-around forward in Scottie Pippen that would have shined and probably got a couple rings by him damn self. And then Horace Grant with statistically one of the best forwards as well. I don't know about.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you a little bit.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen didn't get a ring by himself.
No, he didn't.
I said he could. He could.
Yeah, he had the opportunity. He just didn't do it.
In his prime, what we like to do is romanticize Jordan. Jordan was on the bench in I think it was game 5 of versus Utah. They were getting their ass kicked, and he was on the bench. Scottie Pippen led them and rallied. I think it was a 17 to 2 point rally. and got them, and Jordan came off the bench, and then he did the iconic shot at the free throw line, even though it was a push off, but they let him get it. Just to be
Hey,
true,
the rules was different back then, though. See, I gotta agree
That's
with
what
this
everybody
too.
always goes to.
they changed
Oh.
the rules for him, though. They
For who,
changed the
Jordan?
rules for Jordan to make hand checking is not as hard as everybody makes it. Hand checking versus the elbow. They let Jordan push off. They let Jordan do carries. They let Jordan do a lot of things, as well as from 94 to 97, they shortened the free throw line by 2 feet. And those were Jordan's best years shooting the three ball. And then
Yeah,
crazy
I
how
know
as
that.
soon as he
I
retired,
didn't know
they
that.
moved the three ball right
I didn't
back.
know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Well,
look it up.
they did. They did.
I didn't know
the-
that one either.
But
No,
I
they
never
Look it up.
agreed that Jordan was the best.
No, they
Look,
did the
look,
same. They
I
did the
never
same thing
agreed
to
that Jordan.
Iverson.
No,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
wait,
but
hold up, wait a minute.
I'm biased.
All right, so Gears of Truth says I think the NBA is less physical now, with contributes to LeBron's longevity.
I agree.
Alexander says
yeah, because
I agree with Gears, especially how much LeBron whines when calls don't go his way.
have you seen Jordan? Have you seen the whole iconic commercial? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mr. Jordan. You call it was a foul. Okay, I believe you, Mike. Come on
Yeah,
now.
that's the one I
No,
can't.
we
I
watched.
can't
We
go with
know
that
how it
one
was
because
back
Let's
then.
they
stop with
both
the
was crying like a motherfucker.
let's stop with the bullshit. But the real fouls they don't just like they didn't call fouls on Shaq. Like Shaq would get
Yes,
fouled
I
every single
remember that.
time
I was
down,
so disgusted.
and they wouldn't call.
Hey,
LeBron,
Steph too.
remember
That I
They do
the
Steph like that too. Steph don't
yeah,
be
they
getting no
do.
calls.
Remember the
Yeah.
iconic one where LeBron was wailing on the floor and crying like a big baby, and then Pat Beverly took the camera to the ref, got a technical for showing him, yeah, you missed the fucking foul that would have won the game to beat the Celtics, that would have put them further in the playoffs. But
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't call it and they knew it was a damn. How are you 2 feet away, and you're watching it, and you're just you hear the smack and say nothing
There,
at the
there,
buzzer.
Yeah, I remember that with Shaq.
that is true. LeBron is one of the biggest flops in the league.
I don't think he.
So
I
that
think
means
you.
Kobe
I
is the
think he
best.
has to. He has to exaggerate because they won't give him the call. They. I just shared a play where Luca got fouled 3 times on one basket and they didn't call it. And then he went down and complained and they gave him a technical. And there's a
Yeah, because the
video.
thing is this, guys. The thing is this. We
There's
say like, "Oh, you're weak because you're whining, you're complaining." I'm the kind of person, I'm very competitive. But one thing that I stand by is rules are rules. So whatever the rules are for you, the rules are for me. Whatever the rules are for me, the rules are for you. So if you're not going to be calling my fouls, and because I'm a big black man and you don't like me because people just hate LeBron for no goddamn random reason, like you're a bad dad, you're a bad husband.
No, he's not none of that.
I never said he was a bad dad or a bad
Hold
husband.
on,
I'm not talking
hold on
about
one
y'all.
second.
I'm talking about people in general. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about this panel. I'm talking about people.
Hold on,
hate
hold on one
it.
second,
So,
one second. D,
if
do you have
he's
anything
standing
about
on the
LeBron?
rules, if he's what happened?
Nothing
Are you
about
a
LeBron?
Jordan fan, D?
Huh?
Are you a Jordan fan?
Hell no.
Thank you, D. Thank you.
So,
Hell
D,
no.
If we
in
talk
your
about
opinion, D,
attitude,
and D, in your opinion, who would you say is the GOAT, the greatest basketball player of all time?
I ain't gonna say LeBron the GOAT. I'm still stuck with Kobe. I don't care. And
Kareem, if
Magic
anything,
and Kareem. Yep.
if it wasn't
I don't like how
LeBron,
LeBron came and tried to say he
Melvin,
was
go
the
ahead.
king. I don't like how he came to LA trying to act like he's the king the first week he was here.
it,
Now, if he doing his job, I don't have a problem with
There
him
we
doing
go.
his job. But
There
I
we
wouldn't
go.
put the GOAT on him. I'm not gonna do that.
D.
Not in
Now,
California.
so to be fair,
explain.
no, wait. To be fair, is he a GOAT? Is he one of the greatest players that we've ever seen? Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
he is.
You can't deny his skill. I've actually seen him play. The dude is dope, but there is the fact that he has lost more championships than he's won. So there's always going to be that.
What?
I see your face. It's true.
But who did he beat? The best team ever assembled
He did.
that won the
Greg.
most teams during the regular season.
Once.
Beat the Bull. So the Bulls did that
Kobe.
once too. That the Golden State Warriors, and the very next day they went, or very next season, they went out and got Kevin Durant to beat
Right.
LeBron. You 5 All-Stars to beat LeBron James.
Literally.
So you act like LeBron hasn't built super teams everywhere he's gone. So wait, let me give you a rundown.
The Heat.
Wait, Jessica. Wait. So let me give you a rundown of all the players. Then I'm gonna miss some, so forgive me because there's been a lot. So let's give him his first year in Cleveland, or no, that first championship run he had in Cleveland. Yeah, he took a trash ass team to the finals. Yeah, no doubt about that. And then he got smacked by the Mavs. All right. So then he goes to Miami to team up with Bosh, Wade. Who else was down there? Shane Battier, Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? Help me out.
Allen is a good player.
Help me out. So then
John
there's some more people that came through, right? So then he goes to Cleveland, which they had Kyrie, they had Kevin Love, they had.
That was it.
And they
You can stop the list there.
Yeah, the ones that matter.
That was it.
It wasn't nobody else. It
And
was
the
just
thing
Kevin
is,
Love and Kyrie. That was it.
I give you that.
Nowhere in Jordan's career, only in LeBron's career, and only in the NBA history, did LeBron average more points, more rebounds, more assists, more steals
Thank you.
than any other player
Thank
on the
you.
court.
Thank you.
Both teams.
Like
And
imagine,
they contemplated giving him the MVP even though he lost.
like literally imagine if you took
So
Steph Curry out of Golden State and gave them to LeBron. Let them be his line. Like it would be
and let's
a
let's not pretend like 80s 90 basketball is the equivalent of today's basketball. It's not. It's a faster pace. People are more athletic. People are jumping out the goddamn gym, and they have great. Jordan was getting shook off of one crossover. Imagine if he had to go up against Kyrie. Allen Iverson did one crossover. Kyrie would dismantle Jordan. And I'm not.
We built on top of your. People learn.
I'm not put. Jordan's one of the best defenders. Jordan's one of the best defender at all of all time. I give him that. But the athleticism today would destroy Jordan, especially if Jordan went out. And let's be honest, he didn't take care of his body. He went out gambling nights before. He drunk and smoked right after. We're not talking about wine. He got belligerently drunk right after games and right before games. He did not give it a fuck. So let's not pretend like, oh, he was taking care of his body like LeBron and several other athletes. The other thing, digressing back to your point about longevity and why it's not as physical, because LeBron James they're paying him $55 million a season. You think they want somebody to go undercut him and blow out his knee and then they have to pay him? Hell nah. The owners got together and were like, we're not going to pay these athletes $50 million a year to play rugby basketball. Why would that doesn't sound like a great investment to me. Back in the day when they were playing people $100,000, $200,000 for a contract, cool. I get it. They were signing barbers and fucking. It was people's part-time jobs and shit like that.
Barbers.
It was. Have you watched? I've watched basketball religiously since I was like 5. Old from the 60s up until modern day.
That's where I'm kind of shocked at you, Mel, because you said something like today's athletes a lot more athletic than those. I think
it's just fact.
I would say I would have to disagree because I think athletically they were a lot tougher back in the day. We're talking about the Jordans, the Pippins, the Magics.
I think what Melvin is talking about though is you know what I'm saying. When we say agility, speed, all these things, they are way faster.
Yeah,
they are jumping higher.
Okay, I give you that.
Stronger in terms of that. Yeah, that.
Remember,
it's like when people say that Simone Biles is not good because back in the day they were allowed to do certain things that now are illegal in the sport because they're dangerous.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to do certain things because
I'm gonna say it like this though. Jordan played with the flu.
No, he didn't.
No, not about the flu.
They came out and said it wasn't actually the flu.
Kobe
it was
played with the
elevation.
Flu. No, it was
elevation technique. It wasn't the flu. They came out and said that.
Give me the video. Give me
I'll
the
send you
video.
the
It was
video. I'll send you the video. He had
it was
elevation sickness,
But
and he
guys, it
wasn't.
doesn't matter. The point of the
But
matter is,
it
as
doesn't
athletes,
matter.
you have to protect your body.
But
You have to protect
just
yourself.
saying tougher.
Back
but
in the
Michael
day,
Jordan, you saw Michael Jordan take off from the free throw line. He needed the full court to run with the basketball and dunk from the free throw. LeBron James did it in a game.
it's
He
called
dunked from the free throw line in a game.
We have not even talked about Kobe.
bring them up. Drop the
Because
stats.
what are
Drop
we
the
gonna
stats.
say about Kobe though?
Let her drop her
It,
stats.
What
in
about him though?
the
Why
matchups
isn't he in
between
this conversation?
because in the matchups between Kobe and LeBron, LeBron won 20-6.
Whoa.
20 times to 6. He
Mm.
beat him so bad that the Laker fans were throwing foam hands and shirts onto the court. They had to stop the game to stop them from being pissed off at that. He averaged, you know who he averaged the most points again? Kobe at 38 points. He almost dropped a 40 piece on Kobe every time they played.
I'm gonna have to look these stats up because I
Look
know
at
when I
that.
saw All Star, when I
Look,
saw All Star and them going up head on, when I seen them actually playing some games going head on,
look,
that
look
was the one person that Kobe would guard was LeBron, and he was shutting him down. You know what I'm saying?
hell no. That's in a regular matchup, like one-on-one, have fun. They were friends. It was
And
one-on-one.
didn't
But Google
Kobe
it. You can Google it
say
right now. Google it right now, real time. Look that
Uh,
shit up.
Sir
20
LeBron
to
fell to
6.
me. Kobe's in the finals.
Look that shit up.
Yeah. LeBron said he failed to meet Kobe. You know why he said he failed to meet Kobe in the finals? He averaged 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. How the hell he fucked up? He had no team. He had no team.
Yeah.
So, and let's not talk about Jordan did not win without Scotty, without
Without being the super team.
without Phil Jackson, without having the 3-point
Oh, let's
king,
not talk about all
Steve
the
Kerr.
coaches that LeBron got fired too.
Yeah, because
I mean,
you're
guys, come on. He came to
think
people.
think
He
about
came
it.
to
You're gonna
franchises
give
that were shit, and y'all know that.
you're gonna have the best player, one of the best players of all time, and you're giving them rookie coaches.
No.
I'm talking
The
about
best player of all
colleges.
time, you're giving them first time
Mike Brown,
Tyronn Lue,
Mike
like you're
Brown.
giving Mike Brown, Darvin Ham, Luke Walton. Come on
Okay.
now, you're giving them first year
Eric
rookie
Spoelstra.
coaches,
Eric Spoelstra.
first year
Guys,
rookie
that's part of
coaches.
saving the franchise. When you
You're,
suck and you
so
need
Michael
help
Jordan had
and
the
you
most
bring in
winningest
LeBron
coach
James,
of all time, and you're comparing his coaching to rookie coaches that he's coaching.
I mean, wasn't Phil
He's
Jackson's
coaching his
first ring
coach.
with the Bulls?
Hey,
So
did it?
does
Hey,
that
you know what's even funnier is what's his name? What's the boy? The white boy coach.
JJ Redick.
No, the one before that.
Oh, Luke Walton.
Yeah.
No.
He was on the team, got kicked off the team, and became the coach. Ain't nobody finna listen to you, sir.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody finna listen to that shit, bro. Get out of here.
Hey, wait. So Gears of Truth said, "Wait. So you just bragged about LeBron's record against Kobe, but then say that LeBron didn't have a team. That's why he failed to meet Kobe in the finals."
No, but
Sir brother Greg says LeBron is trash. LeBron is trash too. He has no character to get real. No, I mean he's not trash, bro.
see,
I don't think he watches basketball. I don't think he watches basketball.
Strictly basketball. That's it.
He don't even watch basketball. You can't say anything about the man off the court. You can't say you can't tarnish his record off the court. You can't say
this man has
anything
the
bad.
most squeaky clean record off
the court. He's one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, he's right there next to Muhammad Ali, like off the court.
Michael Jordan had 7 wives, 7 girlfriends,
and an amazing husband.
Michael Jordan had 7 girlfriends, and it wasn't. Michael Jordan, go ahead. Michael Jordan had 7 girlfriends, and it wasn't a secret, and that's why he ended up getting a divorce.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was a hoe.
Exactly.
So what did you have to do with him playing basketball?
So, no, but to say that LeBron has a poor character, but then he's not out there doing drugs, promoting anything bad. He's out there uplifting people, and
And
you're
his
just
wife.
hating on him.
Sending people to college, created free schools, feeding the community.
It doesn't
for
make
free,
any sense.
Gave away bikes. Listen, no, I won't hear it. I'm sorry.
I can't go with y'all on that one, man. Yeah.
So I don't know about
the man been stunt free for over 20 years, man.
Yeah, his character is top
in the
notch.
public's eye for over 20 years, man. No scandals, no nothing, man. You can't. It's hard to get that one off. To say that he ain't got no
I
character.
don't know what stat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know what stat that Jordan is better than LeBron. Maybe he had a great run, and that was.
I think people
way
compare it
better
to the championships. I mean, there was going to talk championships and then the points, but
is it does championships really matter? Robert Horry has 7 championships.
If you're talking about championships, I mean, Jordan has what? He's 6-6. I mean, he's 6-0. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like how many times, I think Kobe's what, 5-2? I forget, something like that.
But Robert Horry has 7 championships. Is he better than Michael Jordan because he has 7?
He's a good role player.
And then when you think about it, think about the math here. If he's so great, he went to the finals only 6 times out of 15 years.
Greg, your hate is real, man. What's up with? I don't even hate
6
LeBron
times
that
out
much.
of 15 years.
A lot of people. They hate the
like I used to, but I didn't like. I'm kind of like with D. I didn't really stand up because people would put this. Oh, he's the king, and he came in and he didn't prove nothing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't win no championships.
He didn't.
But then, like, wait. I'm not done yet. But then people went to say, "Oh, he's better than Kobe. He's better than Kobe." But then Kobe went to what, 3 championships and won what, 2? You know what I'm saying?
Kobe wasn't the best player on his team during the first. Who has the? Shaquille O'Neal has the Finals MVP for the first 3-peat.
Who fed him the ball?
So now who fed? That's what your thing is. Who gave him the ball?
Who fed him the ball?
You're
talking about points, assists.
We're talking about delusional right there. Who gave him the ball though? The referee gave it to him.
So
you're like, oh,
so he ain't the clear favorite on his.
And we're
getting ready to go to the next subject on his own team. Then how are we even talking about? LeBron has more MVP finals than Kobe. And you're talking about Kobe went 5 times.
How many championships though,
yeah,
bro?
The championships makes money.
I mean,
but that's why he said
either.
That
he came up short in the championship.
That's what I said. What does you gotta apples for apples because
I
Robert Horry has
hear
7 championships. Robert Horry has 7 championships. So what are we talking about?
This nigga right here. This nigga said Bill Walton is a true GOAT.
See, that's why I would never go to a church that Gregory goes to. Because he's delusional as fuck. So I ain't gonna go pray with the same people as he do, because I can't trust that shit.
I mean, truthfully, Greg, I'm gonna have to agree with Melvin on this one because Bill Walton is not even good. He's not even like great at his position. If you're talking about Kareem and Shaq, Kareem, Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Luke,
you must like Luke Walton too.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke was cool, man.
No, I did not like Luke Walton. I'm sorry.
Bill Walton was cool. He's from San Diego, and he was part of the San Diego Clippers. But when they had a team down here,
I ain't saying nothing bad about the Clippers. Shout out to the Clippers for a wonderful evening last Friday.
Well, I knew you was gonna do that.
I kind of switched a little bit. I kind of switched like a little help. They treated us good. They gave us VIP treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like a little help.
You know what I mean?
They treated me good out there. They showed me a good time.
I'm still waiting for Jordan to be better.
Still Laker gang though. Still Laker gang. But shout out to them.
Jordan.
All right, y'all.
Jordan can't be better.
You said what?
Jordan can't be better.
We will toothpick this.
Based on the stats.
So based on shots, LeBron James has the better shooting average.
Luke Walton was cold on 2K. If you know, you know.
Hell no, we don't know.
Greg says
we don't know.
Look back to college when they played. Not. Anyway, love you,
Kareem
Greg.
was better than Bill Walton in college.
Yes,
Kareem was part of the UCLA team that went for a record.
This conversation.
Yes,
Greg. I can understand why you went to the next subject, Greg, because
I play better than LeBron. Look at my high school game.
All right, look at my high school game.
All right, y'all. So before we go, because we got like a good 20 minutes, so there's been a new development or a new situation that's happened in the news. Um, with a young dude named Carmelo Anthony, involving Austin Metcalf. So we don't really know the specifics wholeheartedly, but we just know that hey, he was approached, may have been bullied or picked on, and he defended himself. Now he's standing. He's been locked up. He's facing first-degree murder.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, and he's a young black dude, and there's a half the country is saying it's hypocritical because we saw the Kyle Rittenhouses, saying, and we're saying like, hey, there's two justice systems, one for them and one for us. So,
Absolutely.
Here goes a clip of what's been going on, and we'll rebut it.
Y'all are right. There does seem to be a lot of misinformation being spread about the way that Austin Metcalf lost his life at that Texas track meet. So I actually went and dug up the police report that has a whole lot of witness statements that I'm going to share with you now. And I also found what could be a key detail in this case that they tried to remove from the internet. I'll show you that at the end. So here's the actual police report. I'm going to show you all 7 pages before we get into that key detail. Feel free to pause so you can read, and also you can probably pinch and expand to zoom in and out depending on what platform you're on. But pay attention to Karmelo's weight, 130 pounds. That's going to be relevant as we get into that key detail. But for the rest of page 1, it's kind of like what that first officer experienced as they kind of apprehended Karmelo. No witness statements on page 2, but it says Karmelo did ask officers if Metcalf would be okay, and he asked if what he did could be considered self-defense. The main thing to notice on page 3 is not only was it confirmed to be raining, but it was raining heavily on and off again, which would be one of the 2 reasons that I gathered from this police report on why he might be going under their tent. All right, now we're on page 4 with some actual witness statements. As you can see here, it's a little different than what we had heard, right? It wasn't just a touch me and see what happens. It was like, touch me and see what happens. And then Metcalf touched him. So I don't know if that was a push, if it was a ha-ha touch or what. And then the witness says Karmelo said, punch me and see what happened. And then it says he was pushed and then he did what he did. Also to note, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that it says that Karmelo was friends with somebody from Memorial High School. Was that friend under the tent? I don't know, but it says he was friends with somebody from that school. This is more like the typical story we heard, but it does once again confirm that it was indeed raining. Pouring down raining. On to page 5. No witness statements on page 5, just more confirmation that it was indeed raining. And really no witness statements on page 6 either, but we do have a pretty long list of witnesses that are blanked out for privacy reasons, and I'm sure they'll all be questioned in court. And then on page 6, all we really know is that 2 high school coaches from another school actually witnessed the incident, so I'm sure they'll be questioned in court as well. Now on to the key detail that they potentially may have tried to remove from the internet. If you try to go to Austin Metcalf's player profile for his football stuff, the page has been removed. However, if you do a search on Google right now for Austin Metcalf weight, you'll see that the Google listing for his profile on that same website says that he was 225 pounds, making him a full 95 pounds more than Karmelo Anthony. Now, I was able to use a tool called the Wayback Machine by archive.org, and it basically gives you a historical look at any website or web page. And this one was actually on there, but the last update was from May 2024, almost a full year ago. But here's what it said. It says that Austin Metcalf, almost a full year ago, was 200 pounds. So big boy, big dude. He was also a middle linebacker, and he got a Linebacker of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year award. All right, so now that we've uncovered a few more facts, does this change anything for you? Do you think that Karmelo Anthony has a chance of winning this case as self-defense? Let me know in the comments.
And we are back.
So just to make sure I'm understanding, these boys ended up in an altercation, and
Mic check.
the black young man in question killed the white guy? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I understand now. I was just wondering. Okay,
what are your guys' thoughts? I'm echoing somewhere. Hold on one sec. Mic check. I think it's you, Adoration. Mic check.
no, I was on mute. I'm sorry.
No, mic check.
Should I unmute? Should I mute again?
All right, so what are your guys' thoughts? We have to just go.
I think it's stupid. And the boy, he was a 4.0 student. He brought a knife to school. He went on the other team's tent for another school. For instead of fighting the kid, he stabbed him. There, all of those are wrong just right off the bat. He's brilliant. He's a 4.0 student. I don't know what he was thinking, but when you sit there and then you go into the bag and then come out and stab somebody that didn't assault you, because that's not any language on there, said he was assaulted. He didn't get punched. So essentially, he is the aggressor. I, I'm not putting race to the king to it, and I think it's not fair how we always get judged 10 times harsher. But when you just look at the straight facts, it doesn't bode well as a self defense thing. Because what was stopping him from walking away?
Right.
He didn't know anybody there, because obviously that person didn't stand up and say, "Oh no, he's with me." So he's under another school's tent. And to be honest, how many times do we see bullshit like that happen between young men at schools, especially rival schools? If El Camino and Oceanside, if some guy was on the Oceanside sideline, or on the El Camino sideline from Oceanside, we didn't know him, they were gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And we can't pretend like we wouldn't. But I'm not
let
saying
me
he's
just chime
guilty.
in real
Go
quick
ahead.
because track meets are a whole lot different.
Yeah, I
Track,
understand.
track meets, you know what I'm saying? I ran track my entire time at El Camino. When you go to track meets, whether you in San Diego, whether you in LA, there is a lot of co-mingling.
Yes.
Let's say that. It's not as barbaric as football and basketball games. There's a lot of hanging out in other people's tents. There's a lot of young dudes trying to talk to the girls, and the girls trying to chase down boys. You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention your peoples that you already know. But them being rival schools, it's hard to believe that he didn't know anybody on that team to be comfortable enough to sit under that tent. I don't know what constitutes assault because spitting on somebody could be considered assault.
It can
Right?
be.
Okay, so
But he didn't get spit on.
yeah, well, they grabbed him or they pushed him, according to the
Okay.
witness account.
That could be assault, but
That's
can't,
assault. But my whole
but
thing is
but
he's probably
you
gonna
go
get
ahead.
off. Huh? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying his for him to be charged with murder one, I don't know about that one because it has to be premeditated. I don't think he went to a track meet to find somebody to stab to death. It's going to be hard to prove that, right? For it to be a premeditated murder one. Manslaughter, they got a better chance, but we all know in court you have to stick with the charges. They didn't charge him with manslaughter; they charged him with murder one. So it's going to be the DA's due diligence to prove that he showed up with intent to kill someone, which is going to be hard to do. That's my take on it.
You're gonna
Outside,
have to explain why he showed up to a track meet with a knife at a school.
Melvin, it's not that far fetched. I mean, to be real with you, back then when I gotta let you get off. Back then, I carried three on me. If I couldn't get to one, I was gonna get to the other because again, there were people who would mess with you because of your race, because of whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So I had knives on me, and then even back in junior high, I knew cats had knives on them too. But I was more so quick to fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If
just because you did it doesn't mean it's right.
I mean, I can't say. Again, we're talking about protection. So
well, if you need protection, why are you going to an extracurricular activity?
bro,
you do know that stuff happens at school. I don't know about you, what I'm saying, but I've gotten plenty of fights at school.
Hey, hold on. And also to be technical, this wasn't at school. This was at a community track on a weekend. This wasn't on a school campus. This was just It was like an open track meet, invitational.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and to kind of address that, we don't know how that young man had to get to the track meet and how he had to get home. Right? If you walking through certain neighborhoods, he may need to protect himself on the way home. He may need to
Makes
protect
sense.
himself on the way there. So,
That makes sense.
we can't conclude why he needed a knife. Like I
But
said,
but
you
he
know, it's
we
a
can
necessity
conclude that
in
he
Texas where
decided.
everybody got guns.
Yeah, but we can conclude he decided that because he did not want to move and he decided to stand his ground, that being pushed was enough to stab somebody. Stabbing somebody is personal. I, I've been stabbed. It's not fun. It's not you fuck. It's horrible.
So let me
So
ask.
so
Go
to
ahead,
do
Jess.
it,
Go ahead.
that's a willful, intentful act. It's not like shooting somebody. That shit is
So let
personal.
me ask you. So why were you stabbed?
I was fighting somebody outside of Rite Aid and Oceanside.
Were you getting the best of this person?
Yeah, but why else? I wasn't. It
Well,
wasn't
so
anything military related. This was just being
I know.
knuckleheads.
It proves my point. But Jess, go ahead.
So no, nowadays, I don't know if everybody knows, but these teenagers know everybody from every school district
Yeah, that's
because of social
possible.
media. So he could have known a lot of people from that school or whatever, a lot of people. You know, he could have had a social media group on Instagram that had to do with track, and you
But
never know who he knew. You know what I
uh,
mean?
we talk about
Literally know everybody these days.
we often talk about people dying over a pair of Jordans. How ridiculous it is. But it's also ridiculous to kill somebody over a seat that you don't even own. When
Oh,
it doesn't make any sense because it wasn't
But was it because of a seat though?
the only information we have right now is they asked he
Well,
grabbed him and asked him to move, and instead he said, "No, I'm gonna stab you."
so
So
Yeah.
let me play
come on,
advocate real
Melvin. That's a
Let me
bit
play.
disingenuous,
Wait, let me
Melvin.
play advocate.
what is
Wait, I
this?
got this. I got
What
this.
how did the
Wait,
how
let me play
does the
advocate real quick, Melvin. Melvin.
go ahead?
So that day that you got stabbed, was it your fault or was it the other person's fault?
Oh, it was the other person's fault.
So when they laid hands on you, why did they lay hands on you?
Oh, because I they were stealing and I took their shit.
Okay,
That's why, and they were mad. So
right.
so my
So
situation is not different.
so let me ask
It's
you.
totally different from that
No, but
scenario.
so no. So it's gonna prove my point. So who hit first? Who swung first?
Oh, I took their shit. They pushed me, and then I hit him, and then he stabbed me.
So you were defending yourself.
Well, I was
So
being a
natural reaction when you get touched.
technically I was the aggressor because I went to him. I could have let that shit gone. I was stupid.
Okay.
What if it wasn't a knife? What if it was a gun?
So you touched them and they touched you back.
Yeah, I was. It was my fault.
It's poetic justice,
That
right?
shit was insured. It was stupid. But
Right.
that proves my point. Young males that have too much testosterone, too much to prove, wanna unleash their hate on somebody else, and they're
So
gonna go do
so as
violence.
as a dude who will swing first, the one thing I will say I disagree with the young dude because I don't know the circumstance. I'm not in him. I'm not him. I don't know what he feared. Maybe he feared for his life. I don't know.
How
But
do
I
you
will
feel
say
for your
this.
life?
I will well because again, there. So I'm gonna play advocate to switch it the same way that they say us big black men we're scary, we're monsters, we're intimidating, all this other stuff. As you've seen that this dude was over 200 something pounds and he was 100 something, he could have been like, "Hey, this is a big dude. I may not get the best of him. We don't know."
But
So again,
my thing is why even fight over a seat? Now I'm just
because the
saying,
dude,
not even stab somebody. Why even fight over a seat?
Okay,
because the
so
dude.
Melvin, let me ask the question this way:
The
if it's
principle of
just a
that.
seat, why did you need to approach that young man and tell him to
I,
move?
I
There's
didn't.
no assigned seats,
No,
right?
no,
This is a
I
track
don't.
meet.
Like I said, I don't know, but what's the facts? And I think it was wrong for that guy to be like, "Hey, you don't belong here. Get out." That he initiated that part. And my thing is not, I'm not saying that that the person that stabbed him was the aggressor immediately. He got assaulted technically first. But my thing is, why would they even? I'm looking back as a wise man, not as a testosterone filled young man. But
Right.
why would you even fight though? That we it doesn't make any sense to even fight over the seat.
I mean,
And that's what
they
that's what we have to sit
17.
here. That yes,
Yeah.
that's the point
Yeah,
too.
and
And
then you got
I
mixed
get
in.
Right.
There's
But
probably
there's
I
other
girls
that
get it.
there.
still do that to this day. I mean,
Yeah,
you got to understand, it could have been a social media thing with subliminal messages. People poke all the time.
th-
And, it might have got to the point where he got tired of it. Some people can't keep dealing with stupid shit.
that's
Stupid
a good
bitch
Exactly.
point.
shit.
That's
And
a
there's
good point.
grown ass people that do that shit. And so maybe he went there and maybe he just, it came to him that was the last straw. And the shit got too intense. They could have been poking and poking. That's why nowadays everybody is on 10 these days. We ain't
Yeah,
got time to be playing these roles because somebody can pull it. Like you said, it could be a gun next
it
time.
could be a
It
gun.
can come from something so small that you assumed about somebody, and then you want to call them snakes or do whatever. And the next
It
thing you
ain't.
know, this shit, your motherfucking head be popped off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
It's a
not
point
even
like
worth it.
that you have to watch your mouth and move. Talk like adults. Talk like, and when you're a teenager and you're at these things, you can talk like I teach my son, my nephew, everybody. Talk like a damn adult. If you can't talk like an adult, stop the subliminal, stop the internet, stop doing all that little stupid shit. Because you don't know what's going to happen to you. You never do. And some people got more stuff going on outside dealing with other shit. They ain't got time for this. So he
That's a
probably
good
got sick
point.
and tired. Nobody going to make him move. I'd
That's a
stand my ground too.
that's a good point, D. That's a good point. But we don't. But I'm just going off of what is presented.
Right. I
And
understand. It's going to be
I'm
more
not saying
details
he's
that come out. But I'm
I'm not saying
saying,
he's guilty.
right,
He
you can't.
afforded the same rights as everybody. Presume he's
Yeah,
innocent
you're
until
right.
proven guilty. We can't just say
Right.
he's guilty. But I afford him. I give him that because that is his constitutional right. But what I'm saying, the facts that we know now, I'm just saying it's stupid.
Right.
We should all be
And
able
it
to
can be
agree
stupid.
that it is stupid. But to your point, I agree with you, D. We don't know what.
Right.
Maybe he was bullied. Maybe
Kept
people were
getting
talking
poked at.
shit, or
Kept
maybe
running their mouth.
that he wasn't even there to talk to that kid. He was there to talk. We could come up with a million assumptions, but
Right.
until we know
Until we get to
everything,
court, we'll know more.
exactly. Exactly. But my point is it's stupid. It's just
Right.
stupid. The fighting over it, the even the kid coming in and saying don't even be under the tent when it's raining. That goes to the overall message of lack of empathy. Like what it's rain, it's pouring, downpouring rain. Why can't he be under the tent?
Right.
Like why do you have to be an asshole? But
Why do
there
anybody got to
there
be an asshole though?
that's the point. Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
lack of
shit,
empathy.
everybody got guns these days.
And it is Texas,
Exactly.
but my thing
But see, the
that's
point
all.
is, people can have guns, but do they know how to aim and shoot?
No,
Shit,
little
That's
it's
the
kids
tough.
don't.
problem.
Little kids
You want to
don't.
make sure. Yep.
So,
Little kid, they always fuck up. Little kids always go and think they can shoot, and then they go shoot other people. That
Right.
I
true.
think I agree with Devin Johnson when he said two young men emotions ran high
that is
because teenagers,
testosterone.
yeah, teenagers they have no
All right,
limit.
y'all. I don't mean to cut y'all off, but we are running out of time. So, I pretty much cut it off around this time so I can get my AI clips. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We will be here next Friday. We might pick this up. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for everybody that participated. Thanks for everybody that supported. Thanks for everybody that's watching. Much love. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.